Okay. Hello. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hello. We're live and we have some celebrating to do. I'm opening it like this because there are 100 subscribers on my channel now, and I wanted to give you guys the option of celebrating with me, of sitting and getting a card reading done if you feel safe to do that. Yeah, I have 100 subscribers on my channel now, and I am so very excited by that. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for giving me the chance to be in your lives in this way. It's certainly, yeah, YouTube is a very big and very scary place. Sometimes the internet generally is very scary, but at least for my part of it, I am very grateful that I get the honor of coming to you in this way with the live streams and the regular videos. And at one point it was the short form, although I am not necessarily into short form videos like that, but maybe I'll revive it. I don't know. That's for another time. What we're going to do right now is get into some cards, and we're going to have some fun hanging out with each other. So yeah, this is for you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit, because I do want to do some card readings for our zodiac signs. So if you know your sun sign, your moon sign, rising sign, whatever placements you want to be read for, I have a list of the zodiacs. I should warn you though, they are not in order. So if you think I'm missing a few, that's totally okay. I can't remember them in order off the top of my head. So it will bounce around a little bit, but I can guarantee you that they are all there. So stay tuned. We're going to go through all of that. Before we do, though, I do want to say that if you like what you're seeing in this live, I would be very honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel as a whole. Again, I am a tarot reader. I like sharing my work in this way with you guys, and I'm happy to bring my findings to you on a weekly basis. Okay, I have also included links to my social media. I've also listed the decks I'm using for this reading as well. And if you have a look in the chat, there is a pinned comment to my tip jar. It is pointing it here, but depending on who comments, it may move up in the chat. In any case, my tip jar is linked in the chat. If you feel compelled to give, thank you so much. It's an option, not an obligation. So please don't feel that you have to. If you can't do so right now, totally fine. Totally fine. I get it. A lot of people are going through it. But that's why I do what I do for you guys in this way, because I know in some small way that it may help those of you that my work resonates with. So again, I can't thank you guys enough. I have 100 subscribers, and I'm harping on it, but let me tell you why I am this excited to have 100 besties on my channel. Because for the longest time, when I started my channel, I was still in college and I had no idea what I was doing. Right? I don't know. I don't know who does have an idea what they're doing when they're young and in school like that. But I needed a platform and I needed a way of sharing my life with people, but also taking what was in my head and getting it out, and just getting it out so it wasn't bottlenecking me. because that's when my mental health, that's when my mental health issues really started becoming apparent. Okay. And I'd been dealing with things like anxiety and depression pretty much all my life. But it had been, up to that point, it hadn't been, I don't think it had been obvious. I think to people there were certain things that I was doing that were like, that makes sense and it fits with these symptoms. But it was never, it was never a discussion. And now it was. Okay. And I needed a way to get that out of my system. And YouTube was a way of doing that. But for the longest time, I sat right at 20 people. There was no growth. And then all of a sudden there was growth, and I started really taking part and being active in the site's functions and the way you can use the site. And that has helped immensely. But it's also given me a lot of confidence that my work matters to people and that it's important. Okay. And again, that's because of you guys. 100 of you have said yes when there could have been an equal number, if not more, telling me no. Okay. So this reading is to celebrate you guys, for whoever shows up, for whoever's here. Thank you for being here. This reading is for you. I hope it resonates and I hope it's helpful. But we are going to start with some oracles, and then we'll get into a reading. I think what I want to do is start with a general main energy kind of reading, and then we'll get into the reading for our zodiac. So just bear with me. Let's see what's going on right now, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. So to start, we're going to see the card for giving. By the way, I do have a new deck. This is it's Affirmations, but I'm reading this affirmation deck, and this one is by Suzi, Barrett. So this is a new deck in my collection. We'll start here. Let's get some quick affirmations for this reading. Okay. So we're going to start with the card for giving, and it says, I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the giving part. I'm going to read the whole thing here. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec. Does the selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. Okay. So I'm going to get that as close as I can without it blurring. So if you need to, go ahead and pause this so you can read the whole blurb. By the way, I forgot to mention this last post, but my videos, specifically my live streams, are saved for playback. So you'll be able to catch up if you need to watch it back. Okay. So there's the card for giving. Okay. Our next card is the card for loyalty. And it says, I'm there for the people I care about in whatever way they need me. Ride to the airport? No problem. Bail you out of jail? You bet. Go see your band again? Maybe. The point is, when I stand with them, I know I'm a part of something special. And to be honest, it doesn't suck to look around and remember they're standing with me too. Okay? Okay, so there is loyalty. Okay. And there is that. Okay. And we also have teamwork, which says, I'm determined to be a good teammate in all of my relationships. If we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame and look for a way to solve the problem together. When we're a team, everything's a game, and when we're on the same side, nobody can lose. All right. So immediately what I'm hearing here is that this is about our community, about the group of people that we have sharing in this opportunity to be together in this way. We're giving each other's time. I'm giving my time to do this reading. For those of you that show up in the chat, for those of you that leave a comment, or even if it is a negative comment, by the way, that's engagement, and thank you for it. Even if even if we're not directly acquainted with each other, there's still a sense of this connection, because you've helped me build a community around my work, and that means a lot, so thank you. But it also means that we're working together to help potentially start to solve a problem, okay? And I'm putting it that way because I only have limited experiences, okay? And by that, I mean that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not qualified to give advice in money or medicine or any mental health matters, aside from sharing my experience with it. But again, my experience in mental health is not everybody else's. So please do not take, basically what I'm saying is, my readings are not the end all be all of the human. Yeah, my readings are not the end all be all of the human experience. So if something doesn't resonate, that's fine. Okay. The point of what I'm getting here is for those of you that enjoy my work and who've come back and who've liked videos and left comments. We've worked together to build this community. Okay. We're giving of our time by being in the same little spot on the internet. This is about community and teamwork and helping each other solve the problems we need to solve. Okay. And even if it isn't a secure answer right away, it's still a start. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, we're doing 2. Yeah, let's see what else we need to see. Okay. Okay, this is our general. Yeah, this is our general energy reading. So let's go here. Okay. And so I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but please feel free to ask any questions you may have. I will see it, okay? And I will do my best to answer, but also be mindful that I reserve the right to moderate the chat as I see fit. So if you have anything to say, please express yourself, but also know that if a comment violates YouTube's rules and guidelines, or if it is offensive and makes anybody feel unsafe in the chat, I will take action as I see fit. So please know that it's an open chat. So make yourselves heard, but also please be respectful. Okay. Right, one more oracle and we'll see how this goes here. Okay, what do we need to see, please? What do we need to see? All right. Okay, so to start, we have the cards for ease and grace. There's ease and grace. Okay. We also have the card for opportunity and change. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we have launching your journey, which says, I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. Okay. All right, there's launching your journey. All right. Okay, we have my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Okay. All right. And finally, we have the elixir, which represents forgiveness, remorse, and guilt. Okay. And we also have perseverance, which says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Okay. So for some of you, there has been a time where you've had to rest and to sit with, you've had to rest and sit with a situation that has required you to consider forgiving what happened, because it's I want to say it takes two. My instinct is telling me that the hurt that you've had to forgive is from an external source, but more likely this is to do with a decision that you've made and have been made to regret or made to feel bad for. Okay. And I don't know what I say it like that because you might be sitting there looking at what you're dealing with currently, and it feels like whatever this is hasn't been what you signed up for. And that sucks. Ew, that's gross. I don't like saying it like that, but maybe that's the reality that you're experiencing right now. Okay. What is changing? What is moving forward? Well, the thing is that you've given yourself over to this situation of surrender. Okay. And you've let go of the things that have put you in a remorseful and guilty place. Okay. What I was trying to get to before is that you were guilt tripping yourself over making a different decision for what somebody expected you to make. Okay. So, and even that decision was different from what you expected yourself to do. So there's something disconnected in the past, and now you're being asked to give yourself some grace and give yourself some ease. Okay, because you've been detoured. Okay, it's not that you wanted to. It's not that you wanted to be the same as everybody else, but the decision you made at the time, yes, it was the best choice you could have made, but it put you on a path that was very different from what you expected. We got there. Okay. Now that that's the case, and now that you're starting to let go of this remorse and guilt, you have such an opportunity to start something new, to put yourself on a new path, a new journey. It's opening up to you, okay? Because you've chosen to give yourself the grace you need to move forward, okay? But also there is a certain level of faith that you've had, yes, in yourself, Okay, it might have been felt very dim because of what you've been guilt tripping yourself for. But it has meant that you've allowed yourself the opportunity to step back and rest and to find your inner voice again, to find what's going to give yourself faith in your energy. Okay. Okay. Let's go with that. Let's see what shakes out in your tarot. Okay. Because I do want to see what's going on with that. That is very interesting. Okay. It's very interesting here. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So for our tarot, I'm going to pull, because I have a number of decks here, I'm going to go ahead and pull one card from each of my decks, and we'll see what shakes out from it. Okay. So give me a moment here. Okay. Also, by the way, I don't think I said this either, but the decks I'm using for this reading are listed in the description. So if you want to see, if you want to do some research on any of them, or if you want to add them to whatever collection you might have, it will be there and available for your information. Okay. All right. So let's see how this goes here. What do we need to see from our tarot, please? Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. All right. Oh, I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So let's see one more card here. What do we need to see? All right. So in our tarot, we're going to start with the Hanged Man. Okay. You know what? I did mention a lot of surrender, so this is perfect that we're seeing the Hanged Man here. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man. We have the Sun. Okay, we have the Sun. I'm sensing there's going to be some synchronicities that come forward here. Let's see here. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. We have the Emperor. Bestie. Okay, we have the Emperor. We have the Ace of Air. In this case, this is the Eight of Swords. Ace of Swords, pardon me. It's the Ace of Swords. Okay. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing here, because we just had this guilty, remorseful feeling explained here. Okay, this is something that you've done to yourself. This is a cage that you put yourself in. Now, I'm not here explaining the Five of Pentacles just yet, but look in this card here. Okay, there's a cage being represented in the art for the Five of Pentacles here. So certainly the idea that you have felt caged by your own sense of remorse and guilt has definitely put you in a place to not pursue or move forward the way that you have wanted to. Okay. However, I think you're starting to recognize that this is all you. Okay. This is all, this is all you. This is something that was unnecessary and you didn't need to do it, but you did it anyway because the decision that you chose to make wasn't expected. It was kind of, I guess you could say it was impulsive, and you didn't necessarily have a lot of time to go through and really think about it. So it was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then once you got into it, it's like, shit, now I feel bad for doing this. It's not what I signed up for. Ew. Okay. That's done. Okay, that's done. The trick that I always, or the little secret that I always tell about the Eight of Swords is that this is a pitfall that you're doing on your own. Okay, because you're not allowing yourself to see that you actually have more authority than you give yourself credit for. Okay. But on top of that, now that you're starting to realize that, okay, this Five of Pentacles, you've asked for help, you've asked for perspective, you've asked for understanding. Okay, and here's our Ace of Swords here. There's a new perspective that you're starting to pick up, you're starting to get with, I guess you could say. And that has come from coming in and asking for help, for realizing that you don't have to go this journey by yourself. Okay. And that's allowing you to become very clear about what you're going to do. Remember, you're starting a new journey here. So it's surrendering all of that negativity, all of that stuff that's holding you back, has given you the chance to really get clear about what you need to do to move forward. Okay. Ooh. Yep. So yeah, that's the general energy. What we're going to do next is we're gonna start going into our zodiac signs. There are plenty of resources online for how to find your zodiac sign, and it will be mostly associated with your sun sign. Again, if you're not sure, totally okay. Again, there's plenty of resources online on how to figure that out. I would highly recommend using AstroSeek if you want to find your natal chart. Find your natal chart, but also doing a quick Google search for how to find your zodiac sign if you're interested. I'm not really sure of resources off the top of my head. However, I can go back in and edit the description if I find a really good resource. So again, Google or your favorite search engine will be your bestie if you want to search all of this out. Okay. But we're going to go sign by sign. And like I said a bit earlier, if I said it, is that I did not type these out in order, but they are all available. So if I don't seem to get to your sign right away, just stay tuned because it will be coming. Okay. So let's go. Aries signs, wherever they are in your chart. I'm going to start with you. Again, we're just going to go through yeah, we're just going to go through an oracle and a quick tarot reading and see how, what message you need to see, okay? And again, for anybody just joining, the chat box is open, okay? My tip jar's up here. You know what to do with that. Let's see how this goes. Okay. All right, give me a moment here, guys. I did not pre-shuffle these decks, so you're gonna see me shuffling a lot in this. Yeah, you'll see me shuffling a lot. Okay. Alrighty. Aries, what do we need to see for you? Okay, let's see what we need to see for our Aries signs here. Okay. Alrighty. And finally, one more card here. Okay. So Aries, we're going to start with cleansing. Okay. This says, basically, I'm going to summarize this here. Basically, it's time to clean out the clutter. All right. You've been compiling and holding on to a lot of junk. Okay. And I feel like that is, that might be holding you down. Let's see if it confirms itself with the other cards here. Okay. But we also have a card for holy love. Okay. We have launching your journey comes out again. And it says, I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. Okay, so Aries, this one is for you. Okay, we have energy flows where my intention goes. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. We have Entrant, which represents embracing self-care and unfolding. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So there's Entrant. And we have empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Okay. So there's some emotional clutter that you've been holding on to, and I think it's being caused by something that has really bogged you down. Okay. And at this point, you've come to a place where you're looking to let go because you're being called to make forward progress. You're being called to move away from some of these issues that are not serving you and are not keeping you in a place where you can be truly happy. Okay. I think for some of you, you might be helped by actually taking a pause and giving yourself a chance to be in a moment of self-care. Trying to find your sense of empathy for this situation and letting yourself really be present in terms of how you're feeling in this situation. Okay. Again, going back to that self-care moment that you really do need to, try. Okay. Now, again, part of this, like I said, it's clearing the clutter. So if you haven't already set the intention to do this, you're starting to realize that it's necessary, and it's going to be necessary to do this with a sense of compassion and loving energy. Okay. Okay. So let's see what we need to see from our tarot here. Again, this is going to be the same kind of deal. We're just going to draw a card and see what we need to see from the energy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So give me a moment. This may take a bit. Okay. All righty. So, Aries, for your tarot, we are starting with the Page of Swords. Okay, we're starting with the Page of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands. Okay, there's the Nine of Wands. Okay, we have the High Priestess. You know, the High Priestess. Okay, and we're getting Death. Okay, I'll go through and explain this in a minute here. You have the card for Death. Okay, you have the King of Earth or the King of Pentacles. Okay, and finally you have the High Priestess coming out again. So a lot of this, let's pay attention to our High Priestess first here. A lot of this is to do with your ability to be present with yourself. Okay. And by that, I mean that you are in a state of pause, of reflection, of getting into your own personhood. Okay. I'm saying that you have the King of Earth and the King of Pentacles here. So there's definitely a pause to figure out who you are in this situation. Okay. Now your situation isn't looking the same anymore. Okay. The energy around you has made a shift. Okay. And it has definitely been uncomfortable. It's been weird. It's given you this sense that you need to just slug it out. You need to keep going. You need to tough it out. Okay. And this is a perspective that may have been instilled in you, certainly from family, as this something about this suggests the way you've been conditioned. Okay. And you know what that looks like. Okay. You do know what that looks like. But the sense of change is really making you feel like you don't know who you are anymore. Okay, and that's kind of not true, because you've always known. Okay, your inner fire, because you're a fire sign, my Aries bestie. Your inner fire is non-negotiable. Okay. You have a lot of passion, okay, and even if your situation is changing, okay, you have the opportunity to figure out how you're going to fuel that inner fire moving forward. Okay, now what I mean by that is you're still in a learning situation, so a lot of this is going to feel you are going to feel a little bit out of place, and that is okay. But it is also a good opportunity to help you learn the lessons you're going to need for this time. Okay, so let's get into our Taurus besties. Hello, friend, fellow Taurus here. This reading is going to be for you. This portion of the reading is going to be for you. Okay, so if you'll give me a moment, I will pull some oracles and we'll see what we need to see. Okay. All right. Ow. So just to fill the gap a little bit, I had kind of a dumb thing happen to me this afternoon before I got on live, because I had an errand to run and I got a clumsy moment. Okay, because I apparently can't keep balance very well. That's a joke at my expense, guys. I'm fine. But I kind of tripped on my feet and landed hands first into a cactus patch. And I have had to pick out these, like, it's not the full, like, obvious thorns. It's like these pokey little hairs that are stuck in my hands, and I cannot for the life of me get them all out. I have tried everything I can think of to remove them, and they're still stuck in. So if you see me wincing a little bit, it's because I found a new spot where there's one of these little thorny hairs in my hand. So I'm fine. Taurus, this reading is for you. So let's see what we've got. Okay. Oh, we're starting straight up with independence. Love it. Taurus, this, perfect. Showing up here. Okay, this says, I embrace total independence and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself and I have much more me to give without needing pieces of me in return. Boom. I'll clap that one out. We Tauruses are we love being independent, don't we? Okay. We also have the card for transformation. Okay, so here's the card for transformation. Okay. We have hearing messages from spirit, which says, I am a clear channel for messages from spirit. Okay. Alrighty. We have, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Okay. 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 All right, so we have Iris, which represents transformation, change, and enchantment. Okay. All right, so there's Iris. Okay. And we have the card for imagination. And this says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Okay. So we're showing up good and ready here, you guys, especially if you do identify with Taurus here. There is a sense of change and a sense of this fear around it. Okay. And we're sensing, we're afraid of this change because we're afraid of losing this. We're afraid of getting into a situation where we will be stuck without a sense of our own autonomy, without a sense of our own access to our imagination and our creative efforts. Okay. It's such that we are very resistant to allowing this change to happen. Okay. We're in denial. We don't want to do it. We're like, nope, no, leave me alone about it. I'm not hearing it. Except that there's this little voice that's like, Taurus, no, you really should listen. There's something here that you really need to listen to. Taurus. It's that feeling. I've had that feeling before, and it's like, get off my ass right now. Get off my ass, would you? No. You got to hear what I have to say, okay? Because you need to realize that this change is happening for you, okay? Because there's something better than the situation you're in, okay? You're not losing your independence. You're not losing your personhood. You're losing the things that don't serve you, okay? And you need to be present enough. You need to be present enough to recognize that this is happening, okay? Because you're not losing your imagination. You're not losing access to your creativity. Like I just said, you're losing the things that don't serve you, okay? And what this is going to take to really get it sunk in, because we're stubborn as all get out here, is giving yourself a chance to let the love in your heart that you already have here be your teacher. Okay? All right. Yeah. I needed that. For those of you who aren't familiar, I am a Taurus sun, so you're damn right we're stubborn. All right. Let's see some tarot, and how are we going to supplement all of this energy? Okay. How are we going to supplement this energy here? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. All right. I do want to say really quickly that if this goes on too long, too late, past maybe 2 hours, I will cut it off and you can finish the list at some other time. But I will make the link between the two lives. So just hang in there with me. We'll see how this goes. But I do have quite a few left to get through. So hang in there with me here. Okay. Taurus, we have the 9 of Cups. Okay. Here's the 9 of Cups. Okay. We have the Sun. Cool. We have the Sun. Okay. We have the 9 of Swords. Okay. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Perfect card for this change we're experiencing here. So there's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. We have the 4 of Water and the 4 of Cups. Okay. And we have the Empress. Told you we weren't, first of all, let's address this Empress here. Told you we were not losing our access to our creativity. Okay, because it's showing up real good and hard here. This is abundance, creativity. We're not lost in our access to this, okay? But we need to address our disappointments. Okay. We need to address our anxieties and our pain. Okay. And when we do address that, we need to make sure that we are surrendering it and letting it go. Okay. Because right now we're in a period where the wheel wants to come back up for us. Okay. We've been in a downturn. Okay. We've been in a downturn. And now we want to let whatever our Nine of Swords and our Four of Cups energy, we want to let that go. Okay. We want to let that go. Because, like I said, the wheel wants to come back up, or whatever. You know what I mean? When this wheel does come back up, okay, we're going to find a lot of clarity, and we're going to find a lot of emotional stability and peace and happiness, okay? And we're going to be able to build what we're looking for. We're going to be able to use our resources and our creativity to really be in our own element. Okay, that's our personal element, but I say element. We are Tauruses are part of the earth element. So maybe this is literally planting a garden. Maybe this is maybe this is literally planting a garden. Maybe this is who knows what it is. But again, like I said, we're not losing any of our creativity. In fact, we're probably building upon it, which is great. I love to see that. Okay. So Gemini, we're gonna get into your reading here. So let's see what we need to see here. Okay. I'm going to start with the card for ownership. Okay, we've got our card for ownership. Okay, we have the card for self-acceptance. Okay. We have the card for sharing of yourself, which says, I am an incredibly generous being. Mm-hmm. You're definitely a very generous person. Okay. So that was sharing of yourself. We have, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Okay. So there is that. Finally, we have Pearl, which represents empowerment, uplifting, and elevating. Okay. And we have blame, which says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay. So right off the bat, I'm hearing that you don't have to stay with this emotion. Okay. You don't have to give yourself such a hard time for making mistakes. You don't have to, you don't have to give yourself such a bad time for being yourself. Okay. Because you show up in a way that is so amazing and beautiful, and the world really does need your energy in it. Okay. You're fiercely smart. Okay. You're all up here. Okay. You're very cerebral. That's a good thing. Okay. That's a very good thing, because I'm a Taurus cusper, actually. So I'm on the cusp between Gemini and Taurus. I identify more with Taurus than I do with Gemini. But, the way I understand the Gemini energy is it's very smart. It's very passionate about knowledge and sharing it. Okay, which is where you're getting this card here. Okay. But it's time to stop blaming yourself for what you think is something that makes you inadequate, because in reality you're not. Okay, Gemini, you are not inadequate. Okay, I could tell you that till I'm blue in the face, but the truth of the matter is that only you have the power to take ownership of your personhood. Okay, you have the power to elevate and empower yourself right now. And you're going to be guided to a place where accepting yourself as you are is going to be so much easier. It's not going to be such a fight. It's not going to be such a battle every day to wake up and look yourself in the mirror and see someone beautiful and perfect. Okay, we're human. We're naturally flawed creatures, but that doesn't mean that we don't have. That doesn't mean that we're not good. That doesn't mean we don't have inherently good things about us. Okay, it's up to us and how we choose to present in the world. Okay, and I think that's something you're kind of grappling with right now, and it's no, it isn't comfortable. It isn't easy, but it is something that you are. It is something you're being faced with right now. Okay. So let's see what we need in terms of our tarot. What can our tarot tell us about our situation right now? Okay. Okay. So, Gemini, for your tarot, okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's perfect. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Five of Swords. Right? We have the Five of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. Excuse me. Okay, there's the Two of Swords. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Two of Water, and Two of Cups. We also are getting the Five of Pentacles again. Okay, so in order to address this conflict here, okay, because there is conflict here, and this, like I said from your oracle, this is an internal conflict. It's an internal conflict that's being caused by the fact that you have choices to make and you don't know where to go with it. Okay, and this hesitation, I feel, has given you this sense of hesitation. Again, basically what I'm trying to get to is you feel stuck because you don't know what to do, and it's causing you some anxiety over it. Okay. The thing is that anxiety has put you in a place of just slugging it out. Okay. When the fact of the matter is that it doesn't have to be that way. Okay. There is help to be had. Okay. And it's up to you to come out of the snow, come out of the cold, come out of feeling like you're going to be stuck forever. Okay. Because there are people who want to help you. Okay. There are very loving, kind people around you that do want to make you feel better. I want to help you get to a more grounded place. Okay. And especially because this is an emotional time. Okay. It's going to be imperative that you ground yourself and be grounded and be grounded. I don't know how else to close that off other than to work on grounding your emotions a little bit better now. You're possibly going to get a lot of information from asking for help. Okay. But this is also a time where you can work on integrating the things you already know about your situation with the advice you're getting from asking for help. Okay. So, I hope this is helpful. I hope that we are getting some good stuff happening here. Okay. Let's time out for a little bit. I'm going to pause and get some water. Okay, and if you're watching with me, this is your hydration reminder. Okay, so cheers. This is this is for you. All right. All righty. So let's get into our Virgo besties. What do we need to see for Virgo, please? What do we need to see for our Virgos? Okay. Ow. Oh. Ow. I'm really hoping this doesn't last too long. For those of you just joining, I was telling the story about how I landed hands first into a patch of cactus, and I got these little thorny, hairy embeds in my hands. Just my luck that I had that happen on a day where I'm shuffling cards. Go figure. It's fine. I am okay. It's just annoying to have this sudden stinging moment. It's fine. It's fine. This reading isn't about me. It's about my Virgo besties because we're reading your cards. Okay. Just to recap, if you have any questions, the chat is open. Let me know. Okay. Okay, Virgo, let's see some oracles for you, okay? So we're starting with commitment, which says, I willingly accept that it's safe to topple my walls and commit completely to a relationship. It might be one that's already here or one that's on its way. Either way, those walls have got to go, okay? And then it goes on to mention that there's new journeys to start, being free and loving and loving completely. So there is commitment. Okay. Commitment. Okay. We have divine timing. Ooh, okay. There's divine timing. Okay. We have listening with your heart, which says, I trust the messages I receive from my heart. Okay. Okay. We have, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Okay. Alrighty. So there's that. We have Blanche, which represents light, serenity, and a beacon. Okay. There's Blanche. Alrighty. And we have Change, which says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Okay. So, Virgo, you've been resisting a bit of change. Okay. And you've been resisting this change because it shakes up everything you know. Okay. And I can say that because I'm personally related to a Virgo, and the reason why you're so resistant to this change is because you have every little detail figured out. You know where things are. You know how things are going to go. You're very much about the details. Okay, and this change is shaking things up. You don't like it. It's not fun. It's not. It's icky. It's just, yeah. Who wants it? You know what though? Things do move on. Things do change. Okay, and you've put yourself behind a wall because perhaps you feel that is going to make you the safest. It's going to preserve what you've built. Okay, and that might be true. Okay, but the timing of this is such that there's something potentially better coming in right now, and there's something that you have possibly waited for a very long time. You know, something's about to happen. Something really good is about to happen. Okay, and I think part of this is that you're being asked to trust your heart, trust your instincts. That's your light right now. Okay, because you could easily dip into feeling like it's very dark around you. The mood's dark, the energy's heavy. Okay, and giving yourself a chance to go with this change, especially from a place of loving energy, that's going to be paramount, and it's going to start from listening to what your heart is telling you and using that as your beacon of light while you're navigating this change. Okay. All right. So let's see some tarot. What do we need to see for our Virgos, please? All right, Virgo. What can we see for you, please? All right. So for Virgos, we have our 7 of Cups. Okay. We have a 7 of Cups. Okay. We have the Lovers. All right. Yeah. Right after that, I'm getting a sense that there's some choices that you need to make. Okay, but we'll go a little bit deeper into it. You have the Lovers. Okay. You have the 9 of Wands. Okay, there's the 9 of Wands. Okay. You have the Knight of Coins. All right. The Knight of Coins. You have the Call, which in this case is Judgment. Okay, there's the Call. All right, and you have the Devil. All right. So I'm hearing there's a temptation to pick the path of least resistance right now. Okay, because you are being faced with a lot of choices, and you have significant options in front of you. Okay, but it's, if this is a question of what do I do with all of this in front of me, you're possibly saying, well, what's going to be the easiest? What's going to lend me the most amount of bang for the least amount of buck? Okay. And I don't know that that's necessarily an effective way of going about this. Okay. Where, you might be thinking, well, I really need to understand what I have at my disposal. Okay. Because with the 7 of Cups energy, you have a lot of really cool, awesome things on your plate. Okay. But if you're opting to go with the path of least resistance, it might not be the best thing to do for yourself. Okay. You're already hearing a call to make some changes. Okay. And these changes are going to have really good benefits for you, because there won't be this heavy stuck energy on your back. Okay. There's going to be a lightening of darkness around you. Okay. But again, the temptation is to pick the path of least resistance. Okay. And it's going with that may hold you back far more than trying to really dig deep and figure out what the best option truly is for you. Okay. Now, part of that, because we talked about you resisting change because it shakes up all of the details that you put together. So I think this Knight of Coins really does speak to that resistance, because this character is slow, right? This character is slow to act. It's slow to do anything. But the good thing about that is that it really allows the details to come through. Okay. And also Virgo is an earth sign, so that helps here. This is a good thing, and I don't want it to be read incorrectly here. This is a good thing. Okay. But we do want to address this 9 of Wands here, because again, there's this feeling of having to just slug it out. We're plodding along, dragging our feet and making these changes, when in reality there are some very good things that are coming forward for you. Okay. And also you do have divine timing coming through as well. So there's a lot that we can do. We just have to give ourselves a chance to do it, right? Take it, Virgos, take this how you resonate. But I do hope that you realize that you have the capability and the power to make the changes, in spite of it shaking up the details of your surroundings and the energy in you. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to move on to our Libras. Okay, Libra, this is for you. Okay. All right, give me a second here. All right, Libra, for your oracle, okay, we have Harmony, which says, I know in my heart that when something feels right, Ooh, when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. Love the rhyming. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Okay, and then it goes on. It goes on to say that it invites harmony into your life and letting it show up on their time. Okay. Okay. So there's harmony. Okay. We have the card for yes. Okay. And we have the card for yes. Okay. We have the card for cultivating prosperity, which says, the abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. Okay. There's cultivating prosperity. Okay. We have, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Okay. There is that. We have Desiree, which represents yearning, longing, and pining for. Okay, there's Desiree. Okay, and we have the card for gratitude, which says, I'm thankful for this life and the opportunity that it presents. All right, so that's perfect. Okay, because you have this yes card. I think this is going to be, for some of you, this is going to be an opportunity to just say yes to something that you have wanted to say yes to. Okay, this is travel, this is a new job opportunity, this is a new relationship. One thing to note about this affirmation deck is it is centered around relationships, but in order to keep it general for everybody, I'm not necessarily reading it that way. This could be the relationship you have with yourself. That's the first relationship you truly have. Okay. And because I'm reading it that way, I feel like that's relevant for some of you. Okay. You're being offered a lot of new things to come through in your relationship, and the things you're saying yes to are being said to with a sense of gratitude, like, oh my God, I have that opportunity. Yes, I'm going with it. Thank you. I get to do that. Okay. It's a hell yes for you, right? Okay. And I'm saying it like that because one of my favorite tarot readers, which is Alicia from Empath Tarot, will often say if a situation is not a hell yes, it's a hell no, right? And in some cases, you shouldn't be bouncy, you shouldn't vacillate between the two here. In this case, you're heavy on the side of hell yes. Okay. This is giving you a chance to realize what you've been yearning for, what you've been desiring in your life is the opportunity to share your authenticity, to share your truth, to share the things that make you unapologetically you. Okay. For some of you, you're coming out of your shell. You're coming out of your darkness. Okay. And the fact that you've let yourself do this, okay. The fact that you've let yourself do this is allowing you to cultivate the spiritual prosperity that you wanted for yourself. Okay. But certainly the authenticity of your presentation right now is allowing you to experience some pretty awesome things. Okay. So let's see what we have in terms of your tarot here. So for my Libras, let's see some cards for the tarot, please. Excuse me. Okay. Hang tight here, guys. Okay. So, Libra, for your tarot, okay, we're going to start with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, there's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, there's our Knight of Wands. We have the Queen of Coins. Okay, there's the Queen of Coins. We have the Chariot. Beautiful. Okay, and we have the Eight of Cups. You're moving on. Okay, you're moving on from things that aren't serving you. You're moving on from things that are keeping you held back and uncomfortable. There has been a lot of conflict. Okay, there's been conflict enough in your space that it's like, I'm over it. Goodbye. And because you're saying goodbye to whatever this garbage is, you're starting to see that the wheel of your existence, the wheel of your spiritual existence, is starting to turn in your favor. Okay, and it's always been in your favor. It's just, humans experience the highs, experience lows. Okay, and maybe you've been on a downturn in your energy. Totally fine. It stands to reason if that has been the case, because you have this Five of Wands. But it's changing for you, okay? Because you said, see you later. I know what I need to do in order to turn the energy in my favor, okay? And it's the way you're doing this, okay? The really cool way that you're doing this is that you have accepted this challenge. You're going to take action on figuring out how to fuel your fire, fuel your passions, fuel what inspires you. You're going to figure out how to do that in a way that is grounded, that is practical, that is easy on your heart, because that's going to mean that the fire inside of you isn't going to burn out of control. Okay. So I hope that is making sense for you. Let's move on to our Scorpios. Okay. Let's see some affirmations and oracles for our Scorpio, please. Okay. Scorpio, what do we need to see for you, please? Okay. I have a feeling I should probably batch these cards out before I do a reading like this, because this is a long reading. I do like a big reading, but this is quite a bit. So if you're still with me this far in, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Okay, Scorpio. This reading is going to be for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see some affirmations and oracles here. We're going to start with support, which says, I look at the vast network of support in my life and I'm reminded of what a superpower it gives me. Okay. All right. And it goes on to say that you can call on them at any time. It's available whenever you need it. Okay. So there's support. All right. We have strength and guidance. Okay. You have strength and guidance. Okay. We have standing firm, which says, I am noble, brave, and strong. Okay. Alrighty. We have the card that says, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Okay. Okay. And we have elixir, which represents remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. Okay. All right. And we have loneliness, which says, I know that I am never alone. All right. So Scorpios, there's been a situation where you've kind of been alienated from your own company. Okay. You've been in a position where you've had to feel, you felt like you've been going it alone. And, frankly, that's just not the case. Okay. That's not the case. Okay. Because you have this card for your support system. But on top of that, I want to point out that this card is coming from a deck that's about angel guides. So even if you are not physically supported, you're still divinely supported. And you can, if you're not necessarily given to that belief, that's totally okay. But you're never alone, even if it takes a little bit to find that sense of belonging. Okay. You're such, because you're a water sign, because you have such a strong sense of your emotion, you feel things so deeply. But you're also potentially the kind of person who might suffer in silence, okay, because you keep a lot of things private and to yourself. And that might be what's contributing to your loneliness. There's the sense that you're not relating to people because you don't know if they'll actually understand what you feel. That's rough. That's the pits. And I get it. I'm like that too. But you also have to understand that, whatever situation you're coming under, if you've seen scorpions, yes, they're creepy crawlies, but they have an exoskeleton. They have a shell over their vitals, over their vital organs, tissues. I don't know how you would want to put that. Okay. But you have a shell around you, and yes, it's protective. It also gives you the opportunity to stand firm. But what may help you understand that you're not alone and you've never been alone is that you have the ability to forgive and to you have the ability to forgive and to be present with you have the ability to be present with your energy. Okay. This isn't easy. Okay. going back to this forgiveness card, I think this is forgiving yourself for past mistakes and past wrongdoings. Okay, this is about letting yourself just be you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, and if you're feeling like there is, it's probably all up here. Okay, to be clear, that is valid. What you're experiencing is real, and it shouldn't be denied. What I want you to understand is that there is a solution if you're thinking that you're having a problem. There is a way to find a solution. Okay. Okay, so let's move on into our reading for Pisces. Okay, again, I want to clarify that this is out of order. And so if you're thinking like, Meg, you're getting it wrong, I know. I typed this off the top of my head and I couldn't remember the order. So bear with me. I do want to say that this live reading will be saved for playback if you want to go and see the other, signs that you missed. Okay. But Pisces, this reading is for you. Okay. This reading is for you. Okay. So we're going to start as per usual, oracles. Pisces, let's see here. Okay, so we're starting with the card for rest, which says, I take a step away from my stress and then a deep breath and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself. Okay. Yeah, I like that this is mentioning the crankiness because Pisces is a water sign as well, and it's a deep water sign, right? So there's the card for rest. Okay, we have the card for trust the universe. Okay, so there's trust the universe. Okay, we have soaring into joy, which says childlike wonder fills my life. Okay, and there's soaring into joy. Okay, I have the card that says, when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Perfect. Okay. Alrighty. We also have Yelena, which represents wisdom, clarity, and resolution. Okay. And we also have guilt, which represents a release. Let me try that again. We have the card for guilt, which says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Okay. So, time to take a step back a little bit here. Okay. Because you've been working hard. You've been going through it. You've been really putting others before yourself. Okay. And, you've been putting a lot of people before yourself, and you might be prone to that because you are a deeply emotional person. You're highly empathetic, okay? And that's a good thing, okay? Because you lead from your heart. You definitely are the kind of person that is very much heart on your sleeve kind of person, okay? But that's put you in situations where you might not have been able to be as present as you would like to be, especially if your cups are empty. You've had to be like, hey, you know what? I want to help you right now, but I got to rest. I got to recharge. Okay. And there's been someone here who has, you know yourself, that you need to give yourself a chance to be on a break. Okay. Because you can't give on an empty cup. Okay. However, there has been a situation where you've been guilt tripped into continuing to go forward without giving yourself the chance to recover or be present. That sucks. That's really hard. Okay. Whereas before you might have had a reaction that's really really uncomfortable, really sad, you've chosen to allow yourself the rest anyway, even if someone's, even if this is an external source kind of getting after you to like, hey, are you done? Are you done? I need your help. Are you done? Nope. You know what? I'm choosing to align myself to my sense of peace. Okay. And I'm choosing to trust the universe to know that I will be back to helping you when I am ready. Okay. And the universe, my instincts, my intuition is going to tell me when that time is. I am not on your timeline. Okay. And neither are you on mine, but I need to be separate. Okay. What this is going to do is allow you to not only rest, but come back to yourself with, or come back to your society, come back to your situation with a sense of joy and pride and happiness. Okay. And it's not going to be forced. It's going to be an authentic and beautiful energy that's coming into your space. Okay. And it's going to make the difference because people will see that you are actually present with them. Okay. So let's see some tarot. What do we need to see from our tarot, please? Okay. Okay. So Pisces, I'm going to start with the Lovers. Okay. You have the Lovers. Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We have the Ten of Wands. Very, very interesting. Okay. Ten of Wands. You have the Five of Wands. There's that guilt tripping energy. Pisces, buddy, bestie, what's going on here? You have the Temptation, or in this case, translated out of this deck, it's the Devil here. There's 15, which is Temptation. Okay, for the Devil. And we also have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So this is interesting, because what I'm hearing, what I am sensing here, and I'm getting here because you have this Five of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands here, and you also have the Eight of Pentacles. You're facing a choice of whether to actually step back and give yourself a rest, okay, or, you stay and you work and you put in a lot of diligent effort. You accept the burden of whatever this hard work you're doing is. Okay. You have the choice whether to pause or whether to keep going, even though, you're working yourself to the bone. Okay. And this choice is causing you some internal conflict. Okay. It's there for you to make. Okay. And you know that it's going to come, that it's going to pay dividends, because this 10 of coins here is having everything you need to take care of yourself. And, yeah, you have everything you need to take care of yourself. But the temptation to not rest, to keep going, to keep pushing, okay, that's coming through here. And remember what I said, you can't give on an empty cup. Okay. I do recall that I said that this is an external source kind of squawking in your ear about not stopping, or you trying to protect yourself from the guilt of taking a rest. I would consider your options very carefully, okay, because you do have this source of internal conflict, okay, and you have the ability to decide for yourself what you're going to be able to do, okay. But this is difficult. This is weird. This is a weird situation, and you're feeling everything from your core, right? You are a Pisces. You are a very deeply emotional person, and you are highly empathetic. So you have a lot of hard on your sleeve energy coming forward. Okay. Best of luck, my friend. I am with you. And please know that whatever you decide, it will be the best decision for you. But you also need to take your limits into consideration. Okay. So let's move on. Sagittarius, this is going to be for you. Okay. It's going to be for you. Same deal. I'm going to get some affirmations and oracles, and we'll see what your message is going to be. Okay. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, let's get started with you here. Okay. So we have the card that says wait and see. Thoughts love to wonder. Let me read it out for you. So wait and see. Thoughts love to wander into assumptions and race ahead to the future. But what if you told them to cool their jets and chill a sec? Today, you get to put your mental chatter on pause, to take a breath and simply wait and see how things play out before you let your mind run a marathon of imagined scenarios. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna essentially ask you to take a pause. Okay. Wait and see. Okay. We have raise your vibration. Okay. Interesting. There's raise your vibration. Okay. We have communicating freely, which says, I communicate from the depths of my being. Okay. So communicating freely. Okay. We have my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Okay. Alrighty. We have Consia, which represents secrets, confessions, and confidants. Okay. Alrighty. And we also have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Okay. So, like the first card says here, you're being asked to put a pause down, okay? Because you've hit a situation that doesn't feel like it can be easily resolved. Okay, you don't know how to resolve it again because you're facing some indecision. Okay, I think what needs to happen here is that instead of lowering your energetic base, lowering your energetic vibration, you need to let yourself pause and let things play out a little more before you jump in or rush to conclusions. Okay, because you're feeling like this is going to affect your ability to be happy. Okay. Yeah, it's going to affect your ability to be happy. It's going to affect your ability to communicate freely. And it may even affect how you're connecting with other people. Okay, I'm getting here with this card. Okay. Yeah, again, you're kind of, you're prone to potentially prone to intrusive thoughts. You don't quite know how this situation is going to play out. Okay, so instead of letting your thoughts spiral out of your control, give it a chance, right? Give it a chance to really sink in and see what happens. And then, if you're really unsure about how to decide, then, reach out and ask for help. Okay. And you know what? You should probably be reaching out anyway. This is the perfect chance to say, hey, I'm really stuck. I have some of the details, but I don't know how to move forward in getting them and getting the rest. Okay. So let's see what we have for your tarot. What do we need to see for your tarot, please? What's going on here? Okay. Ooh, all right. So we're starting with the Tower. Okay. The Tower. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles. Okay. The Two of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands. Okay. We have the Moon. All right. We have the Moon. And we have Temperance. All right. The fact of the matter here is that things are looking a little muddy. Okay. Things have changed enough that now you're in a place where you don't really see what needs to happen next. And it feels as though your sense of balance is totally thrown off, because a sudden and really, really huge change has happened. Okay. It's scary. Okay. You feel off balance. You don't know what's going on. What's happening? I don't know. I'm indecisive. Something isn't going right and I need help. Okay. This King of Pentacles, what all of this seems to be doing for you, Sagittarius, is it's thrown you so off balance that you've lost a little bit of your sense of self-worth and your value, your sense of your own value. That sucks. That's really hard. Okay. And I get that it can feel, when things change so suddenly like that, it can feel really off-putting. Okay. But let's challenge the perspective, if you will allow me to challenge the perspective a little bit here, Sagittarius. What I want to talk about here is you have this question. You're being asked to pause. Okay. I think we've genuinely established it with this here. Okay. So you've been asked to pause, okay? And you've been asked to pause to keep your thoughts from spiraling out of control, okay? So what if I told you, okay, what if I told you that this pausing moment to figure out your sense of self-worth, okay, and figuring out how to navigate this change is actually working in your favor? Let me tell you how I'm getting here, okay? You have this Two of Pentacles, okay? And an element that I always put in with this Two of Pentacles is that it's a juggling act. And it's a juggling act, but it's the ability to stay calm in times of change, okay? Now you have the Two of Wands, which says, hey, the doors are open. The doors are open. Yes, things might not look the same when you leave, if you choose to leave, okay? Because that's the element of this Two of Wands here, is weighing out the choice of stay or go, okay? What if I told you you were more in balance, and what if I told you you were more in balance than you think you are? Okay. Again, pausing to see how your situation plays out is going to help you a lot more easily than falling over your feet to try and figure it out right away. Okay. It isn't easy, but you've got it more. Oh, I'm getting tongue-tied now. You've got it more on lock than you believe you do. Okay. So I hope that helps. Let's move on to Leo. What's going on with you, my friends? Leo here. You know what, though? I'm going to pause and get some water. If you guys need a hydration break, please go get something to drink. I have been going for quite a while, so this one's going to be long. But we're almost to the end. So at least the end of my reading. So cheers. This one's for you guys. Okay. Ow, ow. I found a new spot where there's a thorn. Ugh. This is uncomfortable. I need to stop. Anyway. So I am pulling cards for Leo. Okay, Leo besties. I hope you are doing well. I hope everybody on the stream is doing well. Thank you guys for being here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, Leo, let's start with your oracles here. All right. Okay, we have Reliability, which says, I am reliable. When I say I'll do something, I take whatever that something is seriously. And this applies to all commitments. Okay? So there's reliability. Okay. We have honesty and communication. So there is that. Okay. We have mending bridges, which says, I heal rifts. I am a mender. Okay. Alrighty. We have my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Okay. Alrighty. We have Manatili, which represents power, devotion, and true worth. Okay. All right. And we also have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay. So, Leo, I think this is something to do with your healing journey. Okay. Because you have this mending bridges card here. Okay, and what's important here is that there has been something that has kind of paused, maybe not paused, but sort of giving you a reason to pull back from someone or something, and the reason this bridge has kept you separate is because you're not necessarily willing to meet in the middle with the other participant in this situation. And now that you've made the communication to start mending the bridges and start healing, now it's become a matter of continuing the work. Okay, because you committed to the work, you committed to doing the healing. Okay. But on top of that, you're starting to see some growth happen for you. It's very powerful. It's very strong. It's very important. Okay. And you've decided to give yourself a chance to communicate honestly and openly with the other participant about the things that you've gone through and the things that you've been experiencing over this part of your journey. Okay. And it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been comfortable. But you've let yourself into your own heart and your own intuition, and it finally said and acknowledged that this is what I need to do for myself in order to really see the growth that I want to take with me moving forward. Okay. So let's see what your tarot has to say on this matter here. Okay. All right, to start, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have the High Priestess. Okay, with the High Priestess, we have the Nine of Cups. All right, we have the Nine of Cups. All right, we have the Fool. Okay. We have the we do have the Nine of Cups. We also have the Fool, and we have the Page of Water and the Page of Cups. All right, but we also have the Seven of Swords. Okay. So, yeah, there's been a period of you really digging deep and introspecting on what you have wanted to do and see in your space. Okay. I think you've definitely wanted to feel at peace, and you wanted to feel at peace. You wanted to be in a sense of well-being that you've built for yourself, that you've taken action on. Okay, this is, whatever is contributing to your well-being. It's you've been inspired to do it, and you've decided to take action on it. Okay, this sense of openly communicating and being present with the other person in this situation, this mending of bridges between the two of you, have definitely helped you start over. Okay. But it's helped you grow emotionally and spiritually. Okay. However, I get the very unfortunate sense that there's someone on the other side of this bridge that is not happy with the changes you're wanting to make. Okay. And I'm getting the Seven of Swords. So there's something underlying this change, this positivity that you want to bring in. There's something underlying it. And I do think this is from the other person. Okay. I think the risk that is coming through is that they're sort of cheering you on and being happy for you when they're with you. Like they're your best friend, they're your cheerleader, they're absolutely happy for you while they're with you, while they're at your face. Behind closed doors, they're bad mouthing you, they're making, they're belittling your changes, they're belittling your efforts. They're not doing this in front of you. They're talking smack at, right behind your back. And that's not, that isn't what you need. But it's also best to really watch what's motivating you during this time as well. Okay. All right. Almost here, guys. Hang in there with me. Cancer, this is for you. Let's see how this goes. Let's pull you some oracles. Okay. All right. Okay. This is gonna be a lot. All right. All right, Cancer, let's get started with your oracles here. Okay. So here we go. All right, Cancer, we're going to start with grace, which says, I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs in my relationships without getting thrown off center. Okay, there is grace. Okay. We have inner child healing. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry for the glare, guys. Love these cards, but if they're glossy, we can't use overhead lighting, and that's all I have right now. So again, I apologize for the glare, but that was inner child healing. We have igniting courage, which says, I am strong, valiant, and courageous. Okay. We have true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Okay. Right. And finally, we have Perpetua, which represents sadness, solitude, silence, and withdrawal. Okay. Oh, love bug. Oh, honey. We have grief, which represents I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Well, no wonder you're in the pits. Oh, honey, we're talking about grief here, which is really hard. Okay, this is a grieving process that has affected your certainly affected your innocence, and you know what that looks like for you. Okay, you know how you feel in this situation. Okay, because you're being asked to start healing. Okay, but I want to assure you that going at your pace is going to be what gets you through far better than trying to rush it. Okay, you're already going through some pain right now, and adding frustration into the mix because you're trying to rush it is not going to help. That isn't going to help you here. Okay, you're being asked to go back to your inner child and ask yourself what would the little version of you need if you were experiencing it then. Okay, now that's a hard question to answer. Okay, and it might be that you have to find a trusted source to reach out to. Okay, but giving yourself grace to feel your emotions and feel them as deeply as you need to, that's going to get you started down the road. And even if you can't name the experience of the emotion you're having, it's still going to put you in a place to start that healing process. Okay. All right. So let's draw you some tarot cards and see how we can help you figure this part of your journey out. Okay. This is a lot. I think this is one of the heaviest readings I've done in this stream. But I hope it helps. I've been very specific in naming the signs, but certainly if you've watched the live thus far and are finding bits and pieces of each reading that resonate, I'm certainly happy to have you cross watch. Okay, so please know that is absolutely okay, and that you are free to take what resonates, but also please leave the rest for someone else where it might resonate a little bit better. Okay. So, Cancer, let's get into your tarot. Okay. How do we help you through this grieving process? Okay. How can I help you through this grieving process? All right. So to start, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Magician. Okay, we have the Magician. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, there's the Eight of Cups. We have the Six of Wands. Okay, there's the Six of Wands. We have the Messenger of Air, or in this case, this is the Knight of Swords. Okay. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So what's going to help you out here is knowing that you have the ability to acknowledge the conflict that you're feeling. Okay. And whatever has put you in this grieving state, okay, it hasn't, I don't think this is external. Okay, what I mean to say here is I think this is a combination of both external situations and in the way you're reacting to them. So it's something here has been taken very deeply to heart. Okay, and it has been uncomfortable. It's been uneasy. It's been the sort of thing that you just wanted to be rid of and done with. Okay. The thing is, you're working hard, okay, and your energy might be in a downturn right now, which is fair. It's fair. It's fair. Done with that. Let's move on here. You're not alone in experiencing this, but what you do need to realize is that you have the ability, when you are ready to tap into it, you have the ability to help yourself move on. Okay. You have this Eight of Cups here, and you have this Knight of Swords. Okay. In this case, it's Messenger of Air, but I'm translating it for you here. You have the ability to move on from negative thoughts and emotions. You have the ability to put yourself at ease again. Okay. And whatever this grieving situation, whatever this grieving process has you going through, the work you're doing is going to be seen. You're going to heal, and you're going to let yourself be in a place where you don't have to sit with it anymore. And people are going to see the change. People are going to acknowledge that this Cancer here, this Cancer sign over here, this beautiful, amazing soul has busted their own butts to heal and make themselves feel better in this situation. We need to acknowledge that. We need to praise that. And eventually, even if you don't realize it right now, the praise and the love that you receive in this situation is going to sink in. It's going to sink in, and you'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I did that work. I did that work. I don't have to feel like I've abandoned my morals or principles in order to do this. Okay. So I hope that helped. I hope that is resonant and put some of you who identify as Cancer signs. I hope some of this puts you at ease. Okay. Please know that I'm rooting for you, and my heart is with you in whatever you're experiencing. Okay. All right. Ooh. All right. Aquarius, my friend, this is for you. So let's see some oracles here. Okay, Aquarius, we are starting with the card for listening, which states, I activate my receptive side and become an engaged, intuitive, professional grade listener. Okay. All right, let me show you that. Okay. We have manifestation. Okay, we have manifestation. Alrighty. We have embarking on an adventure, which says, I savor the wonders of the world. Okay. We have my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we have Eterna, which represents metamorphosis, transcendence, and journey. Okay, and we have denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Okay. Aquarius, I think there has been right off the bat, some of you might be actually traveling, okay? And I'm getting with this embarking on an adventure card here, okay? The thing that's actually standing out more to me is the fact that for some of you, you've chosen to have a pause and listen to where you might be in denial of certain things. Okay, you've chosen to give yourself the opportunity to transcend your negative thoughts, your intrusive thoughts. You've given yourself a chance to tap into your intuition and use that as a means of saying, you know what, I'm ready to make a change. Okay, and all of that's allowing you to manifest a new journey moving forward. Okay. The other thing that it's giving you is the power to speak up, the compassion to forgive, and know that you have guidance when you feel lost along the way. Okay. And all of this work is putting you in a place where you can transcend where you've been. Okay, you can leave where you've been and get to where you want to be. Okay, so let's see some tarot here. What do we need to see for our tarot? Okay. All right, so to start here, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, there's our Seven of Pentacles. All right, we have the Emperor. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. We have the World. Okay, there's your World. Okay, we have the Five of Earth, or in this case, the Five of Coins. Okay, and we have the Magician. Okay, so Aquarius, what you need to know is that you are in absolute authority over this change here. And you know what you need to do in order to figure out where to go next. Okay, now the Seven of Coins and the Seven of Pentacles tends to mean to me that there's a step back that's being done, and this is done in order to kind of game plan your next steps. And this is especially important because you have the World card here. So there's an energy that is changing, it's moving on, it's ending. You've given yourself the chance to transcend your boundaries a little bit, and by that I mean that you're getting out of your comfort zone, and you're being asked to understand how you're going to do that. Okay, now maybe you might not know what you need in order to do that, but that means that instead of keeping yourself out in the cold, keeping yourself from really doing what you are being called to do, you're reaching out to your support system and asking what their advice might be and what they might want to do for themselves. Okay. But all in all, I think you are in a period of moving on and transcending where you've been for the possibility of where you might like to go. Okay. All right. Capricorns, I know you're supposed to come earlier in the zodiac list, but you know what? Like I said, I didn't write this in order. So we're finally getting to you. We're gonna do your oracles, and we're gonna get into your tarot, and then I'm going to call this live quits because it's late, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have tapped out by this point. Which there's no shade to that, but thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I cannot tell you how excited I am to have 100 subscribers on this channel, because it's been a long time coming. And again, I'm very, very honored to have had this opportunity to be with you this evening. So, Capricorn, for your oracle here, we have the perfect match, which says, congratulations, you've gotten yours and everyone else's wish. This is an auspicious sign that a healthy and authentic relationship is either here or on its way. Okay. Alrighty. So we have surrender. I didn't show that card. So there's perfect match. Okay. We have surrender. Okay. We have coming into power, which says, I step into my power boldly and confidently. Ooh, Capricorn. Okay. We have a card that says attack, pain, fear, and judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Okay. All right. We have Primavera, which represents launching, actualizing, and potential. Okay. And we have friendship, which says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're coming into your own right now. You're definitely making some changes in your life that have allowed you to surrender the negativity, surrender what is holding you back. Okay, and it's allowing you to get at your core, your essence of you. Okay, because you've always had this perfect match. Okay, you've always had things about you that have been indisputable, that are non-negotiable. Okay, you're addressing this pain, this anxiety, this judgment, this separation. There's been a sense of that in the past, and it's not been easy at all, but you have given yourself a chance to really address that. Okay. And it's allowed you to actualize yourself and come into your own power. Okay. But also, this perfect match may describe a new friendship that has been very important to you in some way. Okay. All right. I hope that was helpful to you guys. I'm gonna call it quits until next time. This has been a very long stream, much longer than I typically do, but I appreciate the opportunity to do this anyway. Yeah, there'll be some changes in how I process cards for these types of zodiac readings, because this was a long stream. But again, thank you guys. I will see you next time. Please consider subscribing, checking out all the links in the description and my tip jar if you feel compelled to give. Totally optional. But yeah, get in touch if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye, everybody. God.